Hello, my name is Ram Venkatraman. The topic that we are going to discuss today is RPA, that is Robotic Process Automation. In a mid-sized to large-sized enterprises, there are a number of software applications which help them automate their workflows and processes. For an example, if you just take a mid-sized banking corporation, there are about 1,000 to 1,200 software applications which help them navigate from front office to back office. These banking applications have grown up traditionally, and most of them will be legacy applications. When I mentioned legacy application, they grew up in time and they have become very siloed in terms of their operations. It means that there are multiple touch points, that is manual intervention, that are required to navigate from one application to another application, right? So that is where we can bring in robotic process automation. That is, I just attended one automation seminar a couple of months before, and I was told that there are about 20 to 25% of banking processes are only automated at this point of time. It means that three-fourths of banking operation require manual intervention. So that is where we can apply these RPA solutions and ensure as much automation as possible, right? This is one of the steps that organization would take in order to do a digital transformation, right? So how do you define RPA tool? RPA tool is nothing but a software tool which can be configured with a set of business rules in order to achieve a business objective in the same way that a human being does. Basically, RPA tool will mimic human being. If I will import RPA in my desktop, it will observe the way I perform a set of activity to meet a final objective, and it will perform the activity by itself. That is what RPA does. So then you might probably ask one question: what is the difference between macros, scrapers, and RPAs? The macros and scrapers, they also do a similar activity, but RPA does a little more than, not little, good amount of things, much higher than what a scraper would do, right? It can integrate, RPA can integrate multiple applications. It can control multiple applications, and the security features that RPA has got is very much higher. And there are advanced RPA bots which has got AI capabilities, artificial intelligence capability, with optical character recognition, that is OCR, right? So I'll probably touch base on a few AI capabilities of RPA tools later, right? So these are the differences that you have got between the macros that you generally write, or the screen scraper that you can bring, and RPA tools. So those are the differences. And what are the different avenues, or which are the applications which will be well suited for implementing RPAs? So I would probably say there are 3 to 4 different points that you have to check before you implement, or before you even think of implementing RPA solutions. Number one is that the nature of input that you get, right? So an application will have one input, right? And how are you giving that input to that application? Is it all structured input, and it is all coming digitally, or do you get telephone calls or emails through which the inputs will come, and people take those inputs manually and they put it over there? And if it is going to be digitally organized, structured inputs, then it is easier for you to build that RPA systems. If it is going to be unstructured analog inputs, right? So you need to have another RPA system to make that into digitally structured input. So you have to check the inputs and the output of particular application. Number two, the nature of processing engine. Is it rule based, or is it based on that judgment, right? If it is going to be rule based, obviously it is going to be easy and which can be configured within that RPA tool itself. If it is going to be a judgment based, then you try to break them down and try to have them as much as rule based and leave the remaining part for judgment, and that is where the human intervention will be required. Just to give an example for this point number two, for rules based versus judgment based, you just take a loan processing application. The loan can be approved based on different factors, right? I mean, credit rating of an applicant, or the outstanding loans, and the salary range of the applicant. So there could be a number of factors based on which the loan will be approved or rejected. That will this business rules can be injected into the automation bot, right? And in case if there are few failures, if one or two factors will fail, this bot will send an email for a human approver, and the human approver will take a judgment call based on which that loan will be rejected or approved, right? So that is point number two. And point number three is that integration options of this particular application, right? It can be based on UI, or it can be based on the API. I mean, the input can be given through UI screens or API based inputs. Fundamentally, these RPA tools work well with UI screens, right? If it is API, it is still possible, but there are some other complexities which are involved, and we need to handle those. And what is that data type, right? If it is, I mean, as I mentioned, the input, and input as one of the points that I mentioned earlier, right? So the data type is also kind of linked with that. I mean, if it is text or numbers, then it will be easier to process than images, right? As I mentioned, there are OCRs which are integrated with that automation parts. So with those OCRs, the images can also be processed well, but it adds to the complexity. So these are the few drivers or candidates that you have to check before you think of implementing RPA solution, right? And what are the different functional areas in which these RPAs can be implemented? One, we just saw about banking application, so that is very much possible. And healthcare, another field where RPA can definitely be introduced, or travel and logistics. So these are the few functional areas in which RPA can be employed. So, what are the different departments within the organizations where RPA can play a vital role? I would probably think HR. HR has got a good number of manual processes which can be automated, and finance and accounting, right? And procurement. And I mean, basically, the department which have got a good number of transactional processes are the good candidates for RPA bots. So, uh, so these are the departments within the organization where we need to try to implement RPA bots. So before we even implement RPA, right, the one thing that I would say that we need to check that we need to understand the different processes. Right. For example, I take HR payroll processing. So you have 10 different steps, or inputs might come from different places, right? And based on that, you will have a processing engine, right? And the outputs can go in a different form. So we need to understand that entire process flow end to end, right? From input, processing engine, output, and find out if these processes are very much essential for this final business objective. There could be a number of things which grew up traditionally, right? So which do not make any sense at this point of time. So this is actually before you implement RPA, it is better to sit with a business analyst to understand the entire flow and optimize that entire flow business processes, and then you bring in RPA. I mean, instead of just take that existing flow, existing business flow, and mimic those existing business flow into RPA and implement. This is not the right solution, I would recommend. You sit with business analyst, I mean, or SME in that particular functional area, try to understand that and try to break it down into smaller chunks, find out if it is required or how this can be transformed digitally, then you take it up for RPA. So this is a primary step that we have to do before we implement RPA to any of the department that I just said before. So that is about RPA. Now, what are the different tools? I mean, what are the different? Who are the different players who are there in this RPA? I mean, there are 7 to 8 leaders who are there in this field at this point of time. But I actually, for one of my business scenarios, I checked 3 different RPA tools. First one is Automation Anywhere. Number two is UI Path, and the third one is Blue Prism, right? So these are the, I mean, they are also major players at this point of time, and they have got their own merits and demerits at this point of time, right? So if you want to go for Microsoft .NET based framework application, if you want to automate that, it is better to go for Blue Prism. And for BPO based solution, it is better to go for UiPath. And Automation Anywhere has got good cognitive capabilities, right? So I mean, I recently attended one of the seminars from Automation Anywhere, and Automation Anywhere has come up with a discovery bot which will try to identify the opportunities, that is, which will try to identify the avenues for automation, and it will generate its own automation bot. It will implement the bot, it will execute it, it will try to collect the metrics out of it, it will do the analysis, I mean, it will do data analytics on that operations, and it will try to optimize. That is automating the automation. So that is also possible with Automation Anywhere. I mean, the other players are also doing in a similar manner, but I just thought of it from Automation Anywhere point of view. What are the benefits in implementing this RPA solution, right? So we are trying to remove manual intervention by introducing automation. So that's going to increase the speed with which we complete the task. And number two, we are going to reduce manual intervention, right? And when we do it through automation bots, it's going to have audit trail, and it means that we are going to have better complaints, right? So that is also going to be there. And since we are reducing the number of human errors, the quality of services will also go high, and obviously the scaling up of operation is going to be much easier, right? I mean, if I have four to five different executives working in HR, and in case if I need to ramp up those HR operations manually, I need to bring in people from outside, and I need to train them. I need to hire people. I need to train them. I need to ensure that they are up to my expectation level. But in case if it is just going to be a bot which will carry out most of these activities, then it just scaling up of those bots is going to be much easier, right? So that is another benefit while thinking of enterprise scaling. So that is also very much possible. So these are the few things that I just wanted to cover as basics of RPA. So what are the different avenues that you could think of for implementing RPA, and which tool would you prefer for the given business situation? We want to leave in the comment part. That will be helpful. Thanks for watching, and see you later.